He is the hard-hitting fighter from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the bronze bomber, Deontay Wilder. What's going on? All thanks for tuning in Jay's channel. So, thoughts on Deontay Wilder. So people are saying, or he said himself actually, I saw a snippet of his last interview that he needs to, he needs to have a brew or a drink. There's a scientific term for it, but it's basically it's a South American drink that hopefully he can connect spiritually to see whether he should fight or not, some sort of indication that he's looking for. Now, Deontay Wilder, I believe is really, overthinking things here. I mean, what he's doing is all good. I've got no problems with it, but I mean, he's really taken this loss, to another level. You know what I mean? Like, he's only lost to one guy, and the guys he lost to was Tyson Fury, which was the guy that beat Vladimir Klitschko, a 10-year reign. Deontay Wilder only started boxing at 21. He's got the highest knock-in ratio in boxing history. So he's got nothing to really, be upset about or to think about too much. You know what I mean? There's always going to be people, that want to see you down and things like that, especially if they're not fans. But that's just how boxing works. You saw the same thing with Ali. You saw the same thing with Mayweather. To a certain point, the fans didn't like them, until they got to, the mega fights. And I believe now Wilder will definitely get more respect because of the performance that he put up in the last fight against Fury. It was a great fight overall, regardless that even though he lost, it was a good fight. He could have won that. He could have won by knockout. And same with the first fight, he could have won by knockout. So I mean, he put on two great performances in the trilogy. Now, there's nothing to be, to be ashamed of or anything like that, or to overthink things. Me personally, I believe that Deontay Wilder really did, invest in that right hand too much. He used that right hand so many times that he didn't focus on the fundamentals, or not only that, he didn't focus on using anything else but the right hand to knock guys out. And that's a problem, because you see, in boxing, a lot of fighters hurt their hands, especially the sort of punch that they're throwing. Deontay Wilder throws a 1-2, and he always throws it straight, and by throwing the same punch over and over and over and over again, overthrowing it at times, you're going to break your hand. And he's broken his hand a lot of times. And I believe he broke his hand in round 3 against Fury, or round 4, in the early rounds he broke it. Because he committed to that straight hand, straight right to the body. And I thought that I actually saw it happen. He went to the body, I think in round 2 or 3, and I think he hit through his elbow. But again, he's committing to that one straight shot through the whole fight. And it's worked, it's worked for a long time, and he's done a good job on that. But eventually you're going to need something else when you're challenging guys like Fury. When you're challenging guys like Usyk and it doesn't work, or you get hurt, you're going to need another punch, maybe a hook or something else that can get you out of trouble, or something else that can hurt a fighter. You know what I mean? You can't invest too much in that right hand for too long. You know, and that's what he's done here throughout his whole career. Now he does have, you know, for sure, one of the best right hands in boxing history. You know, straight right hands. That's you know, over 90% knockout ratio. You know, highest ever in history. And that's great and all, but you know, you've also got to have other tricks. You know, I mean, you saw Thurman's last fight. Okay, it's just an example. Now Thurman is a welterweight, and Thurman was trying to hurt Barrios with the uppercut. Now he hurt his hand throwing the uppercut, so he stopped throwing it. You know, and he threw different shots. I mean, you don't have to completely not use the right hand. I mean, but you can also throw other shots with the right hand. You know, to prevent it from breaking. You know what I mean? But hey, that's what's happened anyway with the right hand with Deontay Wilder. I think that, you know, I don't know if he will return. I mean, if the doctor gives him the thumbs up that the right hand's all good, I believe that he will. Like I said, you know, he's invested heavily with that right hand, and I think that he will return. But it's, you know, for him to say he needs a spiritual connection to determine if he's going to come back to boxing, you know, that's another story. I mean, if he gets the wrong connection here with this drink, then he may not return, you know, and it's simple as that. And I believe the only reason why he's going through these measures is because he lost, you know, and it wasn't really a loss, you know, it was more of a gain for him. He's gained a lot of experience against top quality contender, you know what I mean? I mean, Deontay Wilder's 36 now, but that being said, he started the game late, so he's easily got another 3-4 years in him. Easy. If he wants to continue. Easily. You know, he hasn't really taken too much damage. I mean, besides the 3 fights against Fury. But, you know, that, like I say, he can easily come back and put another 3 years, get another title shot. You know, that can happen. But like I said, I believe that he is definitely, you know, beating himself up a bit too much here with the loss, you know, saying that, you know, boxing's, you know, giving him a sour taste in his mouth and all that. That comes with the sport, and he knows that. But hey, man, you know, he's his own individual, and you know, he's put on, you know, a great reign, 10 title defenses. Like I said, for him to start at 21 years old, you know, that's a huge accomplishment. Even to, you know, put up the fight that he did against Fury is also great. You know, I mean, that's a big accomplishment to do what he's done, to make history. 10 title defenses, you know, 2 great performances against a guy that's been fighting since he's been 6 years old. You know what I mean? So I mean, I hope that he returns, you know, but I just think that he should just my opinion, just go off his gut, you know, go off your gut and you know, decide whether you're gonna box or not. But I mean, like I said, I'm not too you know, bothered about him having a spiritual connection to see if he wants to fight. You know, I believe that it's just, you know, taking the loss has been challenging for him. I mean, Tyson Fury's lost 4 times in the amateurs, you know, so he's already lost as well, you know what I mean? Deontay lost in the Olympics, so I believe this is his 4th loss as well, or 3rd loss, something in those lines, you know, so everybody loses, you know, there's not one person that has lost. Marciano, he lost, I think, mostly all of his fights in the amateurs, you know, until he turned professional. Everybody's lost here in the heavyweight division, you know. The heavyweight division is one punch changes the fight. One punch can knock you out, you know, and you learn from losing. Now, you can obviously say I'm undefeated champion, you know, professionally, that's all good, you know. You do gain skills and knowledge and all that, but that's what I'm saying. Deontay started at 21. He didn't really have an amateur background, so that you could call this his amateur background. Taking these losses, and you know what I mean, learning from them, because everyone else has. I can tell you that everyone else has lost in the amateurs. You know what I mean? Ali, he lost professionally, but he still lost. Everyone loses. Everyone's lost. There's not one heavyweight champion that I know that hasn't lost either in amateur career, and you have to learn from that, because the heavyweight division is a completely different game to any other division. There's so many different styles, and the power punches and all that is a big game changer, as into how to adapt. You know what I mean? And that's all I wanted to say. This guy, Deontay Wilder, he's done a great job, and I believe, if he does return, a lot of people will be supporting him. You know what I mean? So that's all I wanted to say, man. Let's see what happens with this South American spiritual drink, man. Let's see if he jumps back in the ring or not. But let me know your take, man. Let me know what you think of it. Once again, thanks for tuning in, man. And if you watched this whole video, man, salute to you. Hit the thumbs up, man. Subscribe to the channel and all the good stuff, man. But man, leave a comment and look forward to hearing back from you, man. Peace. God bless.